Guten Tag. Erstmal räuspern. Und willkommen zu einer weiteren Ausgabe Let's Play Digimon Story Cybersleuth. Beim letzten Mal haben wir uns mit dem Okkult-Club auseinandergesetzt und ein paar Mysterien hier aufgedeckt innerhalb des Gebäudekomplexes. Und was ihr noch nicht wissen könnt, was ich euch aber jetzt mitteile: Kyoko hat uns gefragt, wo denn Wanyamon bzw. Pete, dieses kleine blaue katzenartige Digimon, abgeblieben ist. Der wirkte wohl etwas merkwürdig und wir sollten ihn suchen. Und ich weiß auch schon, wo er ist, und dem gehen wir jetzt nach. Da haben wir ihn nämlich.
Oh, it's you, huh? Do you know what I am? Because I don't. I don't feel anything at all. Not a thing.
What happened? What? Pete disappeared in front of you? Just come back here for now. A new case just came in that's cause for concern. It could be related to what you just witnessed. Bin ich mal gespannt. Da oben rechts. Ghost Cat Building. Client Old Man Misoshima. Was rein zufällig der Typ ist, der Auslöser für dieses Mysterium war, was wir da letztes Mal aufgeklärt haben. I've been looking for so long. My Miko, my poor cat. Please find Miko. This case comes in from Old Man Misoshima. You might remember him as the one behind those 4 urban legends you recently investigated with the Occult Club members. It well and truly is a small world out there, even when it feels bigger than ever in some ways. Anyway, he's tasked us with tracking down his cat. Frankly, during times like this, there's something to be said for a down-to-earth gig like this one. Misoshima said he'd be waiting for you at K Cafe, although he didn't actually state when. It wouldn't hurt to go on ahead and check things out at the cafe, so go do that. Da nehmen wir doch den Fahrstuhl. Erdbeben? It feels like it stopped. I wonder if it was an earthquake. Ach du Scheiße. Part-time Maskottchen.
Welcome, grab a drink, have a seat, and stay as long as you like.
An earthquake? No, I didn't feel anything of the sort. So, Old Man Misoshima's not in right now. Alright. You originally met him there early in the morning, right? Might as well come back around the same time and see if he shows up. The next day, early morning. Let's head for the K Cafe. Old Man Misoshima should hopefully be there at this hour. Jetzt müssen wir da wieder hoch.
Oh, it's you again. I've been waiting, you know. You stopped by yesterday afternoon but couldn't find me? You must have just had a bad timing, kid. I've been waiting here forever for you. What's done is done. Let's just let bygones be bygones and start searching now. My Miko, you see, he's inside this wall here.
Der meint ein Digimon, oder? Erdbeben! Are you at K Cafe right now? I'm picking up readings of really strong digital wave vibrations from the 4th floor. It's a really huge current coursing through there. My money's on that old-time capsule being the cause of them. What's that, an earthquake? No, I can't confirm, it's definitely not. There's no movement here on the 1st floor. You're just sensing the intense digital
It's...
I don't want to know. It's better not knowing. Things are fine just as they are now. It's better if they not change. Don't change. Please stop. Don't wake me up from this.
It's Miko.
No, I'm Pete.
Whatever you are, Miko, just come back to me.
No, I can't. That's too much to ask of me. I'm not. Takumi, please, leave me alone. Let things stay just the way they are.
I'm sorry, Miko. I'm sorry.
Ah, did I finally get through to you again? The vibrations have stopped for now, but the digital waves are still as intense as ever. There's something big brewing in there. As I suspected earlier, they are coming from that old vacuum tube computer inside the wall. The digital waves are just gushing out of there from the old intranet lines that computer is hooked up to. So much so, in fact, that they're forming a cybernetic ley line, a digital line of sorts. If this thing persists, it's only a matter of time before its effects are felt in the real world. Takumi, I need you to go inside that vacuum tube computer and do what you can to stop it. I'm counting on you. Dann schauen wir mal.
Please let me be. Don't wake me from this dream.
What's going on with Pete? Only one way to find out. Nichts Besonderes. Da ist kein Item. Ich sehe da zumindest nichts glänzen. Also gehen wir erstmal nirgendwo hin. Gatomon. Ich lasse jetzt die Animation der Attacken erstmal aus, bis wir wieder in der richtigen Main Story was machen. Wir gehen erst nochmal hier hin. Vielleicht ist hier ein Item. Nein. Oh, guck mal. Den habe ich bis jetzt noch gar nicht gesehen. Simon. Er war einmal. So. So viele Wege gibt es ja jetzt nicht mehr. Jetzt können wir eigentlich nur noch nach rechts oben. Aber da haben wir nochmal eine Weggabelung. Jetzt ist die Frage, welche die zum Ziel führt. Ich glaube, hier geht es wieder zurück. Da wollen wir jetzt nicht hin. Hier ist ein Item. Friendship. So.
Why? Why do you have to know who I really am?
No response. Let's find Pete. So. Es gibt 1000 Wege. Aber nur einen richtigen. Wir gehen erstmal in den ersten Teleporter und gut ist. Da ist eine Kiste. Da oben passiert auch irgendwas. So. Da ist auch was. Nakano Broadway Construction Part 1. Construction plans for Nakano Broadway, Harrowby abbreviated as NB, were announced in 1959, ultimately taking 7 years to complete. The reason for the lengthy duration was due to a major issue that routinely manifested throughout the process. During a land leveling, underground water leaked, resulting in an immediate halt to any and all work within the area. A large lake formed and the site was left alone for a long time. Mysteriously large fish appeared en masse, attracting fishermen. Records also indicate people bathed there in large numbers and that a child at one point drowned in the lake. Today something terrible happened. A strange Digimon appeared in the middle of my bed. It was so cold in there. Even when I tried calling out for help, nobody came for me. But these two detectives eventually showed up. Kyoko and Takumi. Takumi asked me who I was, but I said I didn't know. So Kyoko gave me a name. She decided to call me Pete because I'm some sort of time capsule. Yep, Pete, that's my name. Made me so happy to have one. Names really are special things to have. Ja, und jetzt? Müssen wir erstmal wieder zurück. Wir nehmen einfach den jetzt hier. Ich habe doch keine Ahnung. Kiste. Escape Gate. Hier ist noch was. Nakano Broadway Construction Part 2. No blueprints exist for NB. 1961 saw the Japanese government commence its income doubling plan in order to re-energize the post-war economy. In tandem with unemployment policies, public works projects flooded the country with major construction companies allotted huge budgets. Around 1962, one such project, the main route for the Shuto Expressway, was completed ahead of schedule. It was at that point that attention turned back towards MB. Idle laborers and resources were funneled into the area from central Tokyo, at which point work on the building commenced in earnest. It's likely that there wasn't a time to even think of preparing proper blueprints for NB at that stage. Yoshiti really likes this girl named Fuyumo Yuki. He always sits me on his lap and tells me all about her. Everything is perfect about her, he says. Her singing, her dancing, her looks, everything. He says she's one in a million among idols. I can't do any of those things. I can't sing, I can't dance, But what I can do is curl up and fall asleep on Yoshito's lap. I love doing that. I also just love hearing Yoshito talk to me so happily. Zurück. Nichts leichter als das. SP Restraint, okay. Nakano Broadway Construction Part 3. With no blueprints to draw upon, concrete was poured and rebar was erected, tailored to the land around the site. When construction was concluded 4 years later, the final building had 3 underground floors, as well as 10 floors above ground. East Asia's greatest commercial building was therefore constructed on little more than sheer willpower. However, this came at cost to some aspects of NB's integrity. The escalator, for instance, only connects the first 3 floors. Most of the underground floors have also gone unused in the ensuing years. Such quirks are direct results of the circumstances surrounding the building's inception. Yoshito told me that he and his son have been to a World's Fair once. He said that the line to see the moon rocks was really long, so long that it made them tired, but he said his son still had a good time. People also call Yoshito Chief Mizoshima. Aha, his full name is Yoshito Mizoshima. Yoshito is a big, important man in the computer room, so he doesn't get to go out with his son much. He's glad they got to see the World's Fair. I wish I could have seen the World's Fair with Yoshito too, but he and I are always together in the computer room. So that's okay, I'm content. Mir ist gerade richtig schlecht, das ist nicht gut. Und jetzt? Hier war ich doch schon. Damn it. Hier ist nix. Nee. Dann gehen wir jetzt mal hier. Ne, da waren wir aber auch schon. Scheißdreck. Dann nehmen wir jetzt den einfach mal hier. Nakano Broadway Construction Part 4. In most cases, large commercial buildings are run by their owners, who control everything from PR to tenants and internal bylaws. BW was an exception to that rule. From the very start, shop and residential spaces alike were sold piecemeal. People who bought their real estate inside the building were then free to utilize it however they pleased. Because of this, soon after MB opened, shop owners and residents started remodeling work on their respective stores and apartments. In the end, this meant that formal blueprints for NB weren't drafted until 8 years after the building was originally completed. Even in those early days, the building's layout had already become too unwieldy for anyone to fully grasp at that stage. Yoshito always has me sitting on his lap, patting my head all nice and gently. I love Yoshito. Yoshito always calls me Miko. Miko is a girl's name. But Yoshito gave it to me, so I love it. Mein Gott, was denn jetzt noch? Ah. Wir hören nicht auf, bevor wir diesen Fall hier nicht abgeschlossen haben. Ich will den nicht mit in die nächste Episode nehmen. Nakano Broadway Construction Part 5. The basement of Broadway once housed a vacuum tube computer within its walls. Aha. It had been brought into the building after the end of World War II by war criminals who evaded arrest, shielded from the prying eyes of MacArthur's GHQ. The vacuum tube computer's purpose in those days remains a mystery. It's possible it could have been utilized for things such as mathematical computations or code breaking, but such speculation is unconfirmed. As time went on, there was eventually nobody left to carry on the originally purpose set forth for the terminal. At that point, the computer was apparently buried inside a wall somewhere. It's dark in here. All dark. I can't see a thing. I'm okay being in the dark. I'm not scared of it or anything, but it's never been this dark before. Yoshito is not here. I don't even smell him. I can't go back outside. Yoshito, where are you? Yoshito. Yoshito. Please, sit me on your lap and pat my head again. Yoshito. Yoshito.
Now you know. Now you know who I really am. I'm...
So it's begun, though I have to say this is a bit more than what I bargained for. If this keeps up, the building's going to collapse for sure.
Who am I? Somebody, anybody, tell me. Please, who am I?
Ja. Yoshito ist sein Freund. Ne, der alte Mann. Glaube ich mal. Pete ist der Name, den er jetzt hat. Miko ist er aber eigentlich.
Yeah, that's right. My name is Miko. Yoshito is my friend. Pete is your friend. Yoshito's calling out for me. He's been looking for me this whole time. He found me. Yoshito.
Whoa, looks like the tremors have stopped. Just in the nick of time too. That's my assistant for you. You've done well. Now I don't have to worry about any broken coffee cups.
Miko! Miko, it's really you!
Yoshito, I'm so sorry. You've been waiting for me so long.
I'm the one who should be apologizing here, Miko. I'm the one who left you alone this whole time. I'm so sorry, my friend.
No, it's okay, really. You don't have to be sorry. I know you've been waiting for me since the day you had to go.
Oh, Miko. Thank you. If it wasn't for you, I'd never live to see Miko with my own eyes again. I should probably explain. You see, back when the vacuum tube computer room was still around, I lived here in this building, away from my family. That computer room was where I used to work. The only family I ever had with me that whole time was Miko here. I talked with Miko about everything there. My memories of my family, Fuyuma Yuki, anything to help keep my loneliness at bay in there. He would join me in the computer room and we spent many hours together over years. Eventually they closed down the room and sealed the whole thing off with a thick wall, like it was never there to begin with. It was around that time I lost Miko too. Couldn't find him wherever I looked. I had a bad feeling about where he might have ended up and came back here who knows how many times to rescue him. But in the end, I couldn't do anything for him. I gave up and over time nearly forgot about him. Before I knew it, it had been decades since we'd last been together. I can't thank you enough for making this happen. We couldn't have been reunited without you, kid. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now we can go back living together again. Thank you. I'll never ever forget this day.
Ja, tschüss, Pete. I see, nice work. I can only imagine how hard it was, but you really did a good job. So our Pete was actually a cat named Miko, sealed deep inside a wall along with that old vacuum tube computer from the American occupation days. And somehow using the building's intranet, or rather the power of its ley line, he merged with the computer and became a Digimon. That old cat had a hell of a life. Wouldn't you agree, Takumi? We can't say for sure what the actual assimilation process entailed, but at this point we know better than to doubt it happened. It's amazing just how much and yet how little the digital and real worlds are siphoned off from one another. I imagine the reason Pete showed up again after all those years is because of the digital wave abnormalities we've seen. But you know, there's still one thing about the whole story that bugs me a little. You mentioned that towards the end, Old Man Mizushima said, now we can go back living together again, right? What do you think he meant by that? Not only that, but in the case you've solved earlier, where he was the one behind the urban legends, how did he keep breaking into the building? Let's assume for the sake of the argument that he somehow had access to an entrance that let him come and go at the time he did. If he'd physically been getting into the building so much that way that he was being reported, you'd think something would have gone differently. Got any theories you'd like to propose? Yoshito Mizushima. If we looked into his backstory, we might be able to find answers pretty easily. Jetzt halt doch mal die Fresse, Mensch! What do you think? Should we dig a little more? Nein!
Please leave us be. Don't go looking for us.
Ah, that's understandable. Then it's probably best we do indeed let sleeping dogs lie. Alternatively, we could let the Occult Club kids know about this. I bet they'd have a real field day going after it. I mean, they came face to face with a real... You know what? Nah, let's keep it to ourselves. Not all mysteries in this world need to be solved. Nakano Broadway brings many things together. The spirit world and the world of the living, the normal and the surreal, and now the physical and the digital. Truly, nothing is impossible in this crazy hole in the wall we all call home. We call home. Endlich. So. Und wir sind sogar genau bei einer halben Stunde gelandet. Also, es kam mir länger vor, als es war. Gut, wir sind durch. Beim nächsten Mal geht es hoffentlich endlich mit der Hauptgeschichte weiter. Mich nerven nämlich diese als Hauptquest gekennzeichneten Nebenquests. Ich finde die nämlich nicht wirklich spannend, sondern eher nervig. Ich will endlich weiterkommen in der Hauptgeschichte. Na gut, genug gejammert. Danke fürs Zuschauen. Bis zum nächsten Mal.
Tschüss.